And so she offers trainings and courses and master classes, just talking to people mostly about energetics, about power, sex, and money. And I was listening to all of her stuff. And there's numerous women in these groups who are making huge sums of money, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day, $100,000 a day. It began to become more and more normal to me to see women making all these large amounts of money. And one of the women in the group, I really enjoyed what she had said, and I began following her, connecting her, and joining her programs. And this is Christine Michelle Hayes.
I'm Christine Michelle, and I am a transformational business mentor. I mix what I love to say is the woo and the do for my clients so that they can have these amazing businesses and amazing lives. I love to focus on fame, fortune, and fulfillment. The three F's, putting those together and helping them to really create like epic results, like $1 million years, things like that. So Melissa found me in a group. There was another group where she was seeing like posts from people, and I had posted this post about instant manifestation. And it was talking about, I was charging my Tesla, and there was this guy who had this trouble with he had an S, and I was so curious. I was like, wonder what happened there. But of course, he's in the middle of doing whatever he needed to do. And I was like, oh, you know what? If I'm meant to know, I'll know. And the end result was 3 days later, I ended up in the same place with this person. And I live in a big city. It's not common. And I was like, I think I saw you at the Tesla place. He was like, yeah. And he told me everything that happened with his car. So I gave the formula for instant manifestation. Melissa tried it and ended up manifesting a sewing machine. And she was like, I'm hooked.
And I had started her programs, I think around like in November. And so I come home from this trip in December. I'm bored out of my mind at my job. I have this desire to start a YouTube channel on insurance, but I can't since I have my job. I'm surrounded by these women in this Facebook group who are making sums of money that are unfathomable to me. And I come home, brave new Melissa. And my job had issued a statement that, because this was in the year of 2020, that everyone had to get the vaccine. I don't care what you want to do. You want it, you can have it. I don't have any arguments with you. I don't have any beliefs or whatever. I just didn't want it. I didn't want it for myself. And so the job was like, if you don't get it, you are being let go by January, whatever it was. And I was like, okay, like I did have a conversation with myself. Like, you are gonna lose your best job you've ever had. Yeah, you're bored, but look, you don't even have to do anything to be making the money you're making other than sit at your computer and answer some emails. You have amazing health benefits, you have unlimited PTO, and you don't even have to do anything for your money. Like, are you really gonna give that up? And I was like, yeah.
One of the things that is super important when we think of creating a business, and this is going to work for everyone. The desire to have something big, the desire to have something happen in your life, but then you have all of these other things happening in your personal life and around you. And so she was having very challenging, very difficult, toxic marriage. She was having some problems with her stepdaughter, her adoptive daughter. And it was just, there was emotional things that were coming up. And so what we worked on a lot was learning to become like a master of your emotions, allowing yourself to feel those emotions, but not let them stop you from moving. Because moving, having confidence in who you are, having conviction in who you are is so important when it comes to being an entrepreneur and putting something out there in the world that no one else is doing. You have to really believe in yourself. And when you have the muddling of like, toxic relationship or really challenging, family relationships, those type of things, they can really weigh you down. And so you've got to have some kind of system or some kind of process so that you can feel it all and not let it overtake you. And so we worked a lot on that.
I was brave new Melissa, I saw all of these women making tons of money. I had been surrounded by a community of people talking about being full-time on YouTube. I had been already invested and enrolled in Christine's classes and courses where she really pumps you up and empowers you to do what you want to do. So I tell my job, I'm not gonna get the vaccine. And so they set the date and they're like, you will be done as of this date. And I had so much relief because to me, it felt like the universe, God gave me what I wanted without me having to force it into action. Quitting my job and starting the YouTube channel it didn't feel right to me. It felt like I was cheating the company. I don't know. Like it didn't feel right. It'd be like being a co-founder at McDonald's and then leaving and starting your own burger joint. It felt weird. But since they let me go, it just gave me so much freedom. It gave me so much lightness around starting my own YouTube channel related to the insurance exam. It was like, it is your fault you let me go. I didn't leave. I would have stayed at what I was doing. You chose to let me go. So it gave me this immense amount of freedom to start my YouTube channel. So the day after I was no longer their employee, I launched my YouTube channel. I'm taking videos on my phone and I'm uploading them to YouTube. I am starting to kind of just tell more timeline, and I had mentioned this earlier about the trauma I had and all the stuff I experienced. Throughout that second marriage, I was doing epic amounts of therapy. I was meeting with a therapist on the regular every week. I was doing rapid transformation therapy, which is a different form of therapy that involves a little bit of meditation. You actually go back to a past memory.
We started doing these sessions called IST sessions. This may be something that Melissa shared with you guys, but it's this idea that you shut out the world, you shut out your mind, you shut out all conditioning, and you go deep, deep inside into a deep meditation. And you actually just sit with yourself. You sit with the energy and the emotions that have been stored inside of your body, and you give them the space that they need and the expression that they deserve. And once you express them, you just feel different. And sometimes during these sessions, you'll have memories. You'll be pulled back to situations where maybe the outcome of that situation left you with something that's painful.